Well, there it is, the new 2021 Acura TLX Type-S. After enough teasing, it's finally out, and it looks really good. I don't know about your opinions. I hope you throw them down in the comments. I want to hear them. I think it's a good looking car. Obviously very stylish. I love the looks. It's a lot larger than the outgoing model. They say it's 4 inches longer and 3 inches wider than the previous model. And this actually gives it a longer, lower, sleeker, more exotic look. I love the quad exhaust tips out back. I'm jumping right into that because that is one of my favorite features. I love the back of the car. It's low, it's wide, it looks exotic. The quad tips look amazing. This is a really good looking car. Now, the front end, it is way more aggressive than just a standard TLX, but you can definitely tell the signature Acura look. You know, it's still got that grille that looks very much like Acura. The diamond plate, or diamond shape should I say, I don't know. I'm not sure if I love it or I hate it or I'm just okay with it. I'm not sure. I'll let you guys decide that one. Overall, I mean, it looks really good. You get 2 choices of wheels, but looks aren't everything. When it came to the Type S of old, it was about performance. It has to handle, it has to stop, and it has to have a decent amount of power. This one's no different. It has a double wishbone front suspension with a variable ratio steering system, adaptive dampers, an electro servo brake-by-wire technology, which they actually stole from the NSX. Brakes have also been upgraded with 4-piston Brembos. Now you can get this in a couple different ways. It comes with front-wheel drive as standard or optional all-wheel drive. There also is 2 different engine options. One of which is a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo, which is obviously a smaller displacement engine than the outgoing TLX, but this has a bump in power to 272 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. Now I know that does not sound like a lot, especially to today's standards or to even a Type S standard, but don't worry, there is another engine option. Soon to follow after release, you will have the option of a 3-liter twin-turbo V6. Unfortunately, they did not release horsepower numbers on that V6 model, but we can only speculate. Now, with the competition out there, it's pretty steep. Considering today's horsepower ratings, I'm going to guess that it's probably going to be in the high 300s, maybe close to 400 horsepower mark. That would be what I would consider an ideal horsepower number for this car. But nothing's been confirmed yet, so we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Now, regardless of which engine you go with or which drivetrain you go with, it's still going to go through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now, they did their due diligence on trying to bring the weight down on the car as well, since it is a bit of a big car. They used some lighter materials, aluminum, hand-pressed steel, things like that to try to bring the weight of the car down. They said some of these materials are as much as 56% lighter than the materials they would have used in a standard TLX. The interior of this car is just as beautiful as the exterior. It very much screams Acura to me, but that's not a bad thing because Acura does interiors very well. This one is no different. Not only is it sporty, but it's classy and it looks comfortable and it's very well laid out. With the Type S, you do get a flat bottom steering wheel, which does look amazing. I love the looks of the steering wheel. It seems to have big 10 and 2 grip, nice 9 and 3 notches, and it's just a very sporty, good looking wheel. If you look behind the wheel to the gauges, it looks like they do have white faces with red font, which is a very nice touch to match all the other red accents in the car. Now, the one and only complaint I've ever had with Acura's interiors was the fact that there's times where it really looks clustered. There's too many buttons going on. And at first glance, I thought that was the case with this too, because the center stack and everything does look a little bit clustered. But at a closer look, that's really not the case at all. It's actually pretty well laid out. It seems like they minimalized the buttons and left everything to the touchscreen infotainment, which is a good thing because, again, too many buttons gets a little too overwhelming. But they have what's necessary with the climate control and the heated seats, steering wheels, things like that. Everything's in the center stack, very nicely laid out. And while we're on the center stack and all the buttons, take a look at the push button transmission controls right there front and center for everybody to see. It's actually a very exotic look to the car. I'm kind of shocked that they went this route, but it's a nice touch. So there it is, the new Acura TLX Type-S. What do you think? Come on, throw your comments down there. I need to hear them all. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you just don't care? I mean, honestly, I think it's cool. I've kind of missed the Type S of old from back in the late 2000s. That was a cool car. It was fun. It was sporty. It had a good amount of power. You know, it was comfortable. It had everything you needed. Now, this one comes out and it seems to be doing just that. Everything you need all wrapped up into one package. Now, we just have to figure out what those horsepower and torque numbers are of the twin turbo V6, and then we'll be set. Hopefully, it's not a disappointment, but I don't think it's going to be. So again, drop your comments down below what you think of the Type S. Make sure you drop a like on the video, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll catch you on the next upload.